So welcome, JLG Nation. We've got another case study with Sunita Winchester, great customer of ours with Micromatic in Berne, Indiana. Good morning, Sunita.
Good morning.
So tell me about you. Tell me your story. How did we all get here?
I think our CFO, he goes to leadership things, or it could have been through some other financial group that he's a part of, brought your guys' name back to me. We haven't been hadn't been happy with our cleaners. I was the main contact, still am, and was struggling with getting quality service. So he happened to pass that on to me at a really good time where I was hand-holding things. And so I contacted your group and just said, come out, because we're going to ask multiple companies, because what I'm working with isn't not changing. And I'm a very hands-on person. I'm a very communication type person. So if we get to the point where our relationship dissolves, it's not because you shouldn't be surprised, because I'm very interactive and I try to help people succeed. But if you can't get out of your own way, no matter what tools I give you, then we'll split ways. So that's how I came to your company. There's no other avenue.
No, that's awesome. And now professionally, your focus has been human resources, correct?
Yep.
So I'm intrigued. Where in human resources school do they teach you how to manage a cleaning company?
They don't. I'm kind of weird that I love cleaning. It's therapeutic for me. That's not how I acquired this. There was actually originally, when our CFO came in, we had a group that we put together to talk about things that we could improve, cost savings type situations, and the cleaning situation was the first thing that just came up, I guess. So we all had opportunities to present companies. So everybody brought their information into the pot, and at the end, the company that I and one other person was working on quotes with won the quote. So then we inherited it, and then I inherited it, because I'm the one who has, she's an operations manager, so she's more dealing with that kind of thing. I'm up in the front office and I see things that aren't clean. She didn't. So I'm the one who got tagged to communicate with the company if something wasn't right, and I was the go-to then from that time forward.
Right.
So that's how I acquired it.
Well, and I've been dying to ask the question. I get to talk to people about how does cleaning affect their company, their employees, but usually from either a financial decision maker's point of view or a facility manager's point of view. But from an HR point of view, I'd love to know from your perspective, how does cleaning affect your organization, your people?
They translate clean work areas, clean bathrooms, places where they eat. They translate that into, do you care about us as a person? It's very much a morale. It could be positive or negative. And when I'm addressing their issues, this is a small piece that they can control, or they feel like they can control, and something that should be able to be solved fairly easily. They may not be able to change a process that they have to do every day, or not do a task that they're being asked, but having clean bathrooms is one of those basic needs, and so that they should be able to impact, and no one can dismiss the validity of the importance to them for clean bathrooms or clean areas where they eat. I don't know anybody who would say, the toilet's overflowing is not a big deal. I don't know why you're complaining about it. That is a big deal. So things like that can get put to the top pretty easily with little or no authority needed. So it's kind of like a little piece that no matter where you're at in the company, you have influence, because it's going to matter. So,
yeah. So in your experience dealing with cleaning companies, what can a cleaning company do to really screw up your world?
A lot, but a lot, it's ignore requests, When things aren't being taken care of, it being brought up a second or a third or a fourth time. Like I said, I like to work with people. There's not gonna be any surprises. I'm not the one setting the traps for you. I'm not putting a bug in the corner and waiting for you to see it, but they are. And so if I have the luxury of bringing something to your attention, address it, because if not, I'm gonna have those people coming off the floor or out of their work areas to come and complain to me. And if I have already mentioned it, then that not only disturbs the workflow that they're dealing with, then it disturbs me. And I'm going to address it, but if I'm having to clean up after you, because I will do that to save them the heartache of having to not deal with toilet paper roll being in the stall, I'll do that. But then I'm going to turn around, and if you disturb me, I'm going to disturb you, I guess. This is the way I work.
So, we were not your cleaning company. You had another company, or even maybe multiple companies over the years. What was life like before you started to work with the Jack Laurie Group?
It kind of went in. It was in waves for a while. Like if something started to be neglected and I mentioned it, it seemed to have been addressed. But it was like we went in these cycles where then it would go downhill again. It was never a constant fix. So if I addressed an issue, it's dusting or whatever, it would be taken care of for a little while, and then it would drop off again, and I would have it brought to my attention. So there were just areas that the neglect would happen, and then it would be taken care of once I pointed it out, and then the neglect would come back. We created checklists so that nothing could be missed, and it would go by weekly, monthly, or as needed, or quarterly, as trying to create a visual, because not everybody has that gift or the OCD enough to stand in a room and see things that some other people see. So I'm like, well, if you don't have that gift, I'll help you have it. I'll give it to you.
Right.
So look everywhere before you leave a room, but it wouldn't stick. So it got to the point where I was highlighting things on the checklist and writing notes beside it. And they still were ignoring it. And I'm thinking, how can you be, I'm paying you, how can you ignore me? And I was in constant contact with the owner, but I just don't know if he didn't get to the people or if they just weren't giving him what they were supposed to. And I mean, I had very honest conversations. Even when I told him we were done, we went to lunch and I said, I would love to help you, but your people are working completely against you. So if you don't decide to let them go, this won't get better, because they're either sabotaging you or, I mean, you're not getting what you're paying for when you're paying them their wages. And he knew that, but he just said he struggled with getting people in this area, which I get that, to, clean. We're just not in a very populated area.
Yeah, but that's sort of making his problem your problem. That can be
frustrating. And that's what I told him. I was like, I don't care what. One of the times we were talking, he was like, well, she's had, some personal issues and all of that. And I said, it's not my problem. But, I'm not that type of person. I'm not cold like that. I can listen to what's going on, but at the same time, I can't excuse the service we're not getting, but we're paying for. So.
Yeah, and was there a final straw, or what made you and Micromatic finally say, okay, we've got to make a change?
When there was when I caught him and caught the actual cleaner, not the owner, but the cleaner in a lie, they said that they didn't have access to the building. We had some issues where the badges were dropping people and not letting them in, but there was a way around that. And then they tried to use that excuse another night where they said they came and they couldn't get in the building. Well, our system actually tracks if you swipe and it doesn't let you in. And there was no swiping. And I said, I am so sorry to tell you this, but your people are absolutely lying to you. So that was kind of the last straw, because I knew he lost control. There was, if they felt like they had enough leverage to be dishonest, I don't want them in the building. So, yeah.